Good evening, everyone. I can't tell you what a great sight it is for a mayor to see a town hall packed with people like this. People who have come to honour and to listen to Professor Stiglitz. So I know you're all progressive, so isn't that fantastic? A town hall. And of course, Professor Stiglitz is a truly outstanding recipient for the Sydney Peace Prize. And it has been quite wonderful to listen to his thoughts about equality and justice. I would like to also acknowledge the original custodians of our land, the Gadigal people of the Eora Nation, and pay my respects to the elders, both past and present. Acknowledge the people of the very many nations who live in our city, and welcome all our distinguished guests and councillors of the city. The Foundation's Sydney Peace Prize honours outstanding contributions to peace, to justice, to non-violence and to human rights. It spurs us all to think about our world, to look for new solutions to age-old problems, to listen to some of the world's inspirational thinkers, and to listen for the voices of those who too often aren't heard. I thank the Sydney Peace Foundation for bringing these issues to the cultural and intellectual life of our city, for reinforcing the values on which Sydney is based. The work that Professor Stiglitz has done on economic inequality resonates for us here, as it does in so many different cities and countries. And his urgent advocacy for action on climate change is also very relevant here. For more than 3 decades, he has helped shape and shift global debates on inequality, both as a distinguished academic and as a player in the policy world. He has never shied away from raising his voice in the battles of global social justice. This is evident most recently in the legal case that he mentioned against the Trump administration, which is being sued by 21 children. Isn't that wonderful to think of 21 children suing Trump? 21 children suing Trump on behalf of themselves and future generations, and for whom Professor Stiglitz is appearing as an expert witness. As a critic of economic globalisation and the domineering role of markets, he has consistently challenged the power of the financial elites and exposed the unfair rules of globalisation. He's astutely described a situation where the undermining of trade unions and worker bargaining power, increasing income disparity and the assault on public education combined to show a breakdown of the social contract. And he is speaking up about the bleak future we are creating for younger generations because of worsening climate change. So tonight, Professor Stiglitz, you have painted in many ways a very bleak world. And yet you inspire us by talking about the solutions. You know, Professor Stiglitz talks about the fact that we need a new social contract and a new economic vision for the 21st century. And how do we get that? We need to make different political choices. And you know what? We've got 2 elections coming up in the very near future. So thank you for showing us the way forward, and thank you for coming and inspiring us. We need some inspiration. We think it's pretty bleak here too. And it is a great honour to present you with the 2018 Sydney Peace Prize.
Well, I hope you win. Well, thank you very much for your remarks, and thank the Sydney Peace Foundation for this award. In many ways, this is the most important award I've ever received. You know, ideas are important, ideas about asymmetric information and mathematical models. But in the end, what really matters is how we live together. And what really matters that we learn how to live together in peace and in solidarity. And the recognition of my work in this area is something I greatly appreciate. Thank you.
Thank you very much to Professor Stiglitz for such an inspiring and thought-provoking lecture, to Laura Tingle for such a stimulating discussion, and to the Lord Mayor for presenting the prize and for the City of Sydney's much appreciated support for the foundation. The Sydney Peace Foundation will now be working to make sure that Professor Stiglitz's vision for a more equitable economy and society leads to real change in Australia. During this week, he's meeting a range of leaders from politics, government, civil society and business to discuss how to create a more equal, more sustainable and more democratic society. Another world is possible. With your help, starting right now, we will continue to promote the ideas of the world's most inspiring peacemakers. There are giving envelopes on your seat and donation buckets on the way out. Your support is crucial for the prize and the Foundation's future. Please join us. Let's prove that peace is possible. Thank you so much again for joining us this evening. I hope you've had a wonderful and inspiring time.